Coming to you live from the center of Hollywood, California. What were you thinking? With Aaron and Scott. Real talk behind closed doors. It's not just about stupidity, but everything else that comes with it. High octane, energy driven, in your face. Get ready. It's Aaron and Scott.
So I have found my comrade. He's back. It's the Aaron and Scott show.
That's
Last
right.
week it was Chet and Scott.
It was Chet and Scott.
You missed a really good show.
I listened to it.
No, you
though.
listened.
I did listen to it.
That's right. Well, you missed out on being at a really good show.
Yes.
He's full of information.
Chet is amazing.
Full of information.
The best chiropractor.
Yes.
Amongst,
We're going to have him back. I like covering that stuff.
Yeah.
So many things that are shitty for us, so many people don't realize are out there.
I know because you guys were talking about the GMOs and
Yeah, but he went a little bit more into it with the vaccines and all.
Right.
So
I found today's been an interesting day, but I found an evil that is worse than GMO,
really?
worse than bicyclists,
Oh no.
and worse
Gardeners?
than the gardeners of the blowers,
What?
and that is the parking enforcers of Los Angeles. They go around and ticket all the cars.
You know what?
Scott, I went and worked out today.
Yeah.
60 seconds, maybe less. There was already a ticket on my car.
Seriously?
60 seconds.
Out front of Gold's?
No, 24-hour fitness.
Oh, well, they fuck you.
They will park in a bush. They'll
Yeah.
ambush you. They'll wait till
Yeah.
you leave. Ticket you just like that. $64.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's Hollywood. That's how they keep it so beautiful.
Well, I mean, it's in this state.
Shitty ass city. They ought to triple their ticket prices, huh? Make everybody happy.
Oh, that's why this state's bankrupt. But they make up for it.
So here's the thing.
Yeah.
I'm really Bob. What's going on? You look upset. Okay, here we go. Anyway, it
Yes.
looks to me like Dee Wallace is here, and you know how long I've been talking about her.
I know you've been talking about Dee for a long time.
Well, Dee Wallace is here, and I absolutely can't believe it. I just met her, and I can't wait to get her in here. This is just wild for me.
Well, we have a lot to talk about with Dee. This woman is she's an icon and a legend in the making, and she's continually doing new stuff. And I mean, so we're not even going to do any news because
no, we're not going to. This is Dee.
This is
Tonight,
Dee hour.
it's Dee.
It's a Dee. It's the
And,
Dee hour.
So we're going to probably do our commercials up front, and
Yeah.
we're going to roll with
That's
her.
right. Let's do it.
So, anything else you'd like to say? You glad you're back?
I'm glad I'm back. Yeah, went to Seattle and it was cloudy and saw the family though. And
Whoa. Did you meet the guy?
yes, I did meet the guy.
We were just talking
Is
about
he still listening to the show?
online dating.
I don't know. He
huh?
might be listening to the show, but it's not a match.
Aaron, on a
Yeah.
1 to 10, online dating, where is it rate with you?
0.
No shit.
Keep it local.
Keep it local.
Meet the person.
Pretty sure that's what Scott and I told you.
I know, but you know what? It is a different.
But I feel bad because he was happy, he was excited, and
Yeah.
then
No,
know
it's
that's why
it's
you
fun to
go
go
4
through.
blocks, you
When
go to
you meet-
Denny's,
well,
you meet the
when you
person,
meet- no,
and then
well,
you're
yeah,
done.
yeah, I know,
Because
but,
otherwise you start to get too invested.
but when you meet with somebody in person, there's an aura, and everybody has one. It's
Right.
mine
chemistry,
was
yeah.
just.
Well, here's the other thing. The flip side of it is everybody's on that new excitement
Yeah,
level
I know.
before you meet. You got things built up in your head. They got things built up
I'm
in their head.
I'm
then
an
you
adventurous.
meet,
I'm
and
an
then you're
adventurous
like,
guy. I think outside the box. You know why not? You know, I was going to see my family, and he was coming to celebrate his birthday. So it wasn't like it was a lost.
Here's
trip.
my advice to you.
Yeah.
Stay in the box.
Yeah.
Commercial.
What were you thinking with Aaron and Scott? The show that gets to the core of all the bull. Thursday night, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern.
You know, we here at the studio are really athletic guys, and as a result, we're always pulling this, overstretching that. You know how it goes. You get hurt from time to time, or you just sleep wrong and wake up with some sort of ache or pain. But no matter what the situation is, we choose who we consider to be one of the best chiropractors in L.A., Dr. Chet Millett. Headaches, backaches, neck aches. He's the guy we trust with our pain. Dr. Millett is located at Body Structure in Hollywood, California on Cole Street across from Gold's Gym. Seriously, we know this guy. He's got the experience and expertise, and he cares. That's Dr. Chet Millette. Give him a call at 323-469-8062 or look him up on the web at bodystructurela.com, or you can find him on Yelp. Dr. Chet Millette. He's the guy we trust with our pain. From the darkness below, an intense and thrilling game by the creators of Appcode Source, bringing the ultimate Gangnam game directly to your devices. Gangnam Speedrunner. Now available on your app store. Get ready to run. This app is rated G for Gangnam. Visit GangnamSpeedrunner.com. Work it.
And
mic's on here.
oh wait, there we go. There
Do
we
I need to
go.
put this on?
Yes.
I do.
Yes.
Here goes the hair.
Oh, here we go.
Dee Wallace.
In the studio.
I told you.
You know,
I've been talking about her for a long
Oh,
time.
dear God.
Our listeners know this.
featured in over 90 films, an icon, a legend still in the making, the wonderful, the beautiful Dee Wallace here with us. I know, Scott, you're just tickled because actually when we first started the show,
I usually have a lot
Scott,
to say. I'm absorbing.
No,
right
when we've
now.
had guests come on the show, Scott said the one person that he really wanted was you, Dee.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, I'm honored.
Yes.
I am.
Where do we go from here?
God.
Only up.
I'm going to tell you something. Yeah, exactly.
We only go up, baby.
I was just telling Aaron, every night before I go to bed, I'll throw a movie on and just doze off and watch it, whatever. E.T. is one of my movies that I've probably seen about.
Put you to sleep, huh? Oh, this is a good start. Yeah.
No,
All right.
I just love that movie. I watch it over and over and have for a long time.
You
and
have
of course,
good taste, honey.
I absolutely do. And my favorite horror film of all time was Hills Have Eyes.
Yes.
The original.
Really?
Yes.
Yep.
Oh,
Wes Craven.
you'll get scared about how much he can quote the movie.
It's one of my favorites, and actually, no, it is.
Yeah.
It's the creepiest. Halloween would be right there with it, close second, with Jamie Lee Curtis. But anyway, so tell us, just tell us. I mean, E.T. I'd love to start
A
with
little
that.
more specific than that.
Scott, take
I
a
know.
deep breath.
I'm tongue-tied.
God, I've never seen Scott like this.
I haven't either.
He's got. Oh, it's something
It's
to
actually
say.
very interesting. You've broken the big man.
You have. He's like.
I've had a lot of guys say that,
This
you
is
know.
what they
I
say.
love it. I love it. Oh my God. E.T. probably what, the biggest movie ever? It is to me.
For sure.
Yeah. Yes. I mean, it's the most popular, the biggest moneymaker.
Well, it's, quickly lasting as long as Wizard of Oz. So
Yeah.
maybe some of them have made more money, but I don't think any of them are more lasting.
It was the
for our generation.
That was just the 30th
Yeah.
anniversary of ET that
Yeah.
coming up. Yeah.
Hard to believe, right?
Wow.
It's already been.
Wow.
Done been.
I've actually been to that house over there in Tahunga.
Oh, you're a sick little groupie, aren't you?
They have hiking trails
Yeah,
up in there.
they do.
And a friend of mine told me once, he said, "Hey, have you ever seen the ET house?" I was like, "No." And we're driving up the street. He said, "See if you could pick it out." Let's see if you could pick it out. Pretty unbelievable.
It's a track home.
Yeah. Yeah. And you guys, but you filmed there for 6 months, right? And the kids were homeschooled next door?
Well, we actually filmed on the set most of the time. We filmed in the house some, and then they did a few shots up in Northern California.
The outside with the trees and stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of that actually was done on a set.
Wow.
They built a forest on the set.
And then you did quite a few scenes in Northridge, right? Up in the
Yeah, that's
Reseda
actually
and the
where the
118.
house is.
I
In
thought
Northridge.
Tahunga.
Northridge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought,
It's Northridge, according to the Hollywood tour guides. Maybe you went to the wrong track house. your life needs to be redone.
No. I thought it was the actual
Did you buy one of those
exterior.
star maps off of?
No, be nice. All right. No, I thought it was in Tahunga. The actual
it's
house.
Northridge, baby.
Oh, okay.
But it was 30 years ago.
Do you
I could have gone to the wrong house. Okay, so
Do you remember the day you got the call saying that you booked the part?
I do.
What did that feel like?
What do you think?
Miserable,
Well, I
depressing.
peed my pants, and
because Steven Spielberg was a name at that point, or was he still?
well,
or
he
or
was a
wasn't?
name. He was like the big up and coming director. You know, Raiders had just. Well, no, Raiders came out right after I got hired for E.T.
Oh, okay.
because they invited me to the screening of it. So, but yes, I do. I didn't audition for E.T. I went in and auditioned for a little film he did that nobody remembers called Used Cars.
Oh yeah.
And in this little tiny itty bitty office with this little video camera in Steven.
Wow.
And I think he just saved me for E.T. because I am kind of childlike. And, you know, he wanted everybody to be kind of a child in the movie.
Wow.
Now, most of the movies that you've done, I mean, you know, Cujo, Halloween, you've played more sci-fi, kind of the horror genre. So
You
really,
think?
So, so E.T. was really the more mainstream or more. I don't want to say.
Well, E.T.'s considered sci-fi.
Oh, you're
Yeah.
correct.
you
Right.
know, But it's definitely not a Scream movie.
Right.
We had Michael Berryman on here. not too
Isn't he
long ago.
great?
Yeah,
He's
he's
amazing.
pretty unbelievable.
Beautiful.
What was your take on that movie, doing that movie? He said it was pretty warm. out
Okay,
there.
now wait. Are we doing E.T. or The Hills Have Eyes?
Hills Have Eyes.
Okay, we're
jumping.
We're flashing back. Okay. It was kind of hell.
Yeah. Yeah. He said it was
I mean,
low budget,
you know,
huh?
You think?
Well, he said it was really cold too. I think.
Oh my God! We were in the middle of the desert,
Yes.
so we were dying of the heat during the day.
Wow.
And freezing at night. Everybody stayed in one honey wagon, and I do mean everybody. And the toilets kept backing up.
Oh my gosh.
You know, it was so far. It was like 4 miles within the radius that you could actually drive before they had to pay you for driving.
Oh my God.
So, yeah.
And that was
finally-
Victorville, right? Out Barstow or,
Yeah.
or Victorville,
yeah.
right? Yeah.
And so finally I just said, screw it. I have to get a hotel room because it really wasn't safe. We were so tired driving back and forth. And yeah, it was, let's put on a show, you know?
That was one creepy movie, though.
It was a very creepy movie.
Now, with everything that you've done, what movie stands out the most?
Cujo.
Cujo. I knew you.
And why is that?
Have you seen it?
Yes.
Well, I just think I went about as far as I could go, really. And
That
I
was
look
very
at it
intense.
today and I remember going, okay, how do I break down? How far do I break down? How much do I break down?
Right.
You know, and every single scene that you see on the movie, we shot 15 or 20 times because I'm working with a 4-year-old kid and a dog.
Right.
Right. So
Which
whenever,
is the two rules of acting: never work with children
Yeah,
or animals.
Well, I wouldn't have
And
had a
don't-
career,
and
would
don't
I?
lock yourself in a car with them.
Yeah. So stupid me. Here I am, 40 years later, still working with them. But, you know, it was just whenever the kid and the dog worked in the same shot, that's what we printed. So
Right.
I had to be on all the time.
Right.
And it was emotionally and physically and really spiritually exhausting.
That was grueling to
It
watch
was
you in that
grueling.
movie.
Now, did you
It was
actually-
grueling to do it, baby. Believe
Yeah.
me.
Now, was
the
there-
dogs were very much better taken care of than I was.
How many dogs were
5.
there? 5 different St.
5
Bernards.
real dogs.
Wow.
A stuntman in a dog suit.
Yeah.
A black lab that they tried to get in a dog suit, who was smart enough to say, "No frickin' way am I getting in that." And
Where was that filmed?
Northern California,
Okay. Like Bay Area?
Petaluma
Oh, yeah. Okay.
area.
Wow.
How long did they shoot that?
Through.
I'm just trying to think of how many months you were in that car.
I think a couple.
Yeah.
But it
because
seemed
the
like
majority of that
years.
movie really does take place inside the car.
Yes, it does. And we were freezing. We look like we're dying of the heat, but we were freezing. I finally talked them into figuring out a way they could rig a little heater, portable heater in the front of the car, you know, because Danny and I were going, and Louis Teague, the director, would go, guys, it's supposed to be hot. I said, I know, but we're freezing. So they finally got a heater in there for us.
Now, did you actually hurt yourself or your hand in that movie?
Yeah.
Punching your...
Oh, I hurt a lot of things in that movie.
But I mean, your hand specifically, you punched through, was it through the car window?
Yeah,
or?
that big scene, you know.
At the
where,
end with the gun?
Well, it's actually a baseball bat.
Okay.
And they said to me, now, look, we're going to shoot it in slow motion, so you really, really, really have to hit that window hard. But don't worry, it's all treated. You can't break it. Yeah. Welcome to an actor's adrenaline.
Were you hitting the dog? You were hitting the dog with the bat.
No, never.
Yeah,
It
you were hitting the
looked-
dog.
it
No, you
looked-
weren't hitting it, but it was.
I just want to be really clear
Yeah,
about that.
no. But it was
because-
like you used the bat for the dog, but then
Yeah.
I thought at the end you had the pistol in your hand and you were
No,
trying
it
to
was-
break the.
It was the baseball bat that I tried, and I broke it. And of course, half of my mind, you know, who am I in that? Donna. And half of my mind is Dee, and Dee goes, okay, I didn't hear cut. So Donnie goes, oh my God, you can't drag him out over the glass. He'll get hurt. So that's why that stupid waddle, I do this stupid waddle and I get out and I still don't hear cut. So I run up to the door, and I had slipped my arm on the glass and didn't even know it, you know, because
Adrenaline,
actors,
everything. Yeah.
actors are idiots. They just keep going, you know, and then they go, oh, I'm dying, but I got the shot. Did we get the shot? You know?
You know, I think when certain movies like bring out a fear, for instance, when Jaws came out,
Oh, I didn't go in the water.
People didn't go in the. I didn't go in the water, and if I
Still don't
did,
go in the water.
But I think after seeing Cujo, I think people had a fear of dogs after probably seeing
That was a big dog
That was
too,
a-
Saint Bernard.
I have to tell you, everywhere I go in the country, there are massive amounts of Chihuahuas named Cujo.
Yeah,
You know what? It's the
Kinda
little ones.
sick.
It's the little ones. You have to be careful because they get nasty.
yeah, they're like
Yeah.
little men. Same way. It's big guys.
That's
that are,
true.
Yeah.
They
So-
get defensive.
Yep. Really.
So
snappy.
all these years, I mean, you're still working. You're still staying on top, and I mean, I have to commend you for that, to be able to stay so busy.
I have to
and-
commend myself for that.
It is amazing. I think
Thank
you were
you.
in pretty much every cop drama in the 70s, right? Everything from
Oh, probably because
Ellery
you know,
Queen and
oh yeah, back
Policewoman.
in the 70s and 80s, that was our time.
Yeah.
You know, all the movies of the week, and they were all these victim dramas. So the more you could scream and cry and have a full emotional life, the more you worked, and that's what I do.
I want to jump up, but one last question. What was it like on Policewoman? That was actually a show that I used to like a lot.
That was my first guest star role.
Did you work?
And Angie Dickinson,
Yes.
to this day, will be my hero.
She's an unbelievable lady, huh?
She is an unbelievable lady and actress, and she just took me under her wing. And I remember I had this big, intense close-up, and I did it, and the director said, great, moving on. And I went, I think I can do it better. And he looked at me and said, Dee, it was great. Really, it's great. And Angie looked at him and said, she thinks she can do it better. Give her another shot.
Right on.
Oh.
And so he did. And he yelled cut, and he looked at me and went, shit, it was better.
Nice.
You know?
Yeah.
But I'll always remember her. There's not a lot of stars
Yeah.
that'll come to your...
She was a beautiful woman too,
She's
huh?
a beautiful woman.
Yeah.
And certainly not when it's their show, because that's hard as a guest star, because it's their show. You're kind of coming in. They just want to hurry up and go home because it's a regular day for them.
Well,
that sort of shows the generosity of her as an actress.
Yeah, absolutely. It didn't used to be that way. The guest stars used to get the best stuff,
Oh, really?
and the regulars kind of walked around you. You know, as far as the
Yeah.
parts went. Now, of course, it's all changed, and
Yeah.
now a lot of times you go in and they kind of go, well, don't do so much.
Yeah.
I think
Don't be too good.
I think Angie Dickinson, I think, had probably one of the most beautiful sets of legs I've ever seen on a woman. I was just telling him about that on the intro of her show. Anyway, I just
It's
remember
true.
coming down those stairs and just
It's
that
true.
woman was something. Love and Mercy. Tell us about Love and Mercy.
Well, I play Elizabeth's mother, and she plays the girlfriend that came in. It's first of all, it's the Beach Boys movie that's coming out, so a lot of people.
Brian Wilson.
Brian Wilson.
Yes.
Story of the shrink in the sandbox and how he got out of all that and everything. So it's a nice little featured role.
Yeah.
I had fun.
Yeah.
Had a lot of fun working with Elizabeth. She's great.
Now, and then Zombie Killers, Elephant's Graveyard.
With your
Yeah.
daughter. Your daughter's
Yes.
in that.
Yes.
Gabrielle Stone.
Yes.
Okay,
Gabrielle's.
and no, it's just a
Gabrielle stars in it, and I have a featured role.
Is this your first time working with your daughter?
No.
She's beautiful,
It's-
by the way.
thank you.
Beautiful.
Thank you. She's got the chops too, I must say. She better because she studied with me. I said,
Nice.
if you suck, don't ever tell him you studied with your mother.
How was this
But
experience working with her?
It was awesome. It was really great, and
What
I
is
think-
it? Tell us about this movie. What
it's really a good movie. It's the first of a three-parter, and it's about this town that's really been dying for years, waiting for the zombies to come. So it's kind, for me, and from my spiritual work and perspective, it's really kind of a metaphor about how we die because of the fear we hold about what's coming or what's been or
Right.
what might happen. You know, people stop living.
Right.
And it's about these young people who have trained for years to defend this town from the zombies. And really, the zombies come in toward the end, and it's really amazing CGI work coupled with real work. Harrison Smith directed it, did a great job, and I love the juxtaposition of this. I play one of the lead boys' mothers who's dying of cancer, who wants to live, juxtaposed to this town who's living only to die.
Right. Where's
So
the
it's-
town? Where does it take place?
Well, we shot it in the Poconos.
Okay.
I don't know where the real. I'll have to ask him that. I don't know where it's supposed to be, but I look absolutely like hell in it, and like really someone who's dying and hacking up shit all the time. But I love to do those roles. See, I would prefer to do something character.
Yeah.
And really get into it and really live the character and look like Cujo, I look like hell
Yeah.
most of the time.
But you looked amazing at the same time.
No. I
Yes,
disagree.
yes,
no,
I did.
I remember you in that Pinto, and you were not looking like hell. You looked like a sweaty, beautiful woman.
Wow.
No,
Actually,
no.
okay. Speaking of Pinto, well, there were some personal quotes because I did
Oh,
some
my
obviously
God.
research. Well, and there was a quote and Dee said in one of her 3 quotes, "I hope I never see a Pinto again in my life."
Yeah.
So I'm assuming that's from Cujo.
Oh my God. Seriously, if I never see another Pinto, and I would never sit in one.
You're not going to see many. They're hard
Yeah.
to find now.
I know.
You know, I think
I
we saw
know.
the tail end of those.
Oh darn.
my mother had a 74 Pinto, and we drove from California to West Virginia and back in it.
Bless
so
you, my
I'm
child.
almost I'm right about there. I was young enough to where I don't have too much trauma from it, but I'm right there with
Yeah.
you.
Now, is there a role that you haven't played that you would like to see yourself playing?
Yes, I would like to play a nun. I've always wanted to play a nun.
Really?
Together now. 1, 2, 3.
I think Sister Act is doing a.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I am a singer and a dancer, but I don't know why. Maybe it's a past life thing. Maybe I was a nun. Okay.
So you've got okay. So you have a new so NBC came calling, knocking on your door.
Yeah.
And
Grimm.
and Grimm,
Yes.
This I want-
popular television series.
Yes. For anybody who might not know about it, what it's about, tell people. Just explain.
Well, it's God. How do you explain it?
It's kind of a-
It's about a lot of different species of people who are actually animalistic. And again, you know, people make fun of me because I do all of these horror things, and then I'm a spiritual healer and clairaudient also. But you see, in Grimm, when you lose control of your emotions, and when you go over into your anger and the, you know, the genetics of your family and how you've always been enemies, right? Like Americans were always enemies with the Russians in the 60s, you know, and so genetically we have that supposedly embodied in us and all that. And when the people in Grimm go over into losing their emotional control, that's when their animal sides take over. And they are exploring, for example, I play Silas's mother, Monroe's mother, who is engaged to someone who is not one of our own species, who in the past has brought death and destruction upon us. And certainly he's also best friends with the Grimm, and the Grimm are the biggest murderers of all the species. And so to come down, it would be something like in the 50s, if I were a Roman Catholic mother, my son coming in and saying, I'm going to marry a black Jew. Right. And the ramifications of society and all of the genetic and ancestral connotations that brings with it. So it's very interesting to me how it crosses over into...
You enjoyed this.
I
too.
love it.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes.
It's a great part. Great writing. Awesome writing. I actually did Secret Admirer with David Greenwalt and Jack Kauf, the producers, writers on the show, which was a light little comedy that I did back in the beginning. And but oh gosh, the crew and the cast and the writing is just really exciting. And Chris Mulkey plays my husband, and it's like I've worked with him forever. I can't believe I've never worked with him before. We've got like 100 years between us about all the working together. And I'm really coming forward and asking all of my fans, Facebook it, tweet it, you know, write in, do whatever because I want to come back.
You liked it. Yeah, that's
well,
very cool.
we have a recurring right now. I don't know how recurring it is, but yeah, it's the most excited I've been about acting in a long time.
Wow.
I mean, I
That's
have to say Elephant's Graveyard Zombie Killer started that reenactment of my excitement back.
So what is it with this role that has made you bring that excitement so much? Is it just because of the element of with the cast, with the writing, with the combination of everything?
It's definitely part of it. But I just love the character. There's so many arcs. There's so many colors to play, you know, and that's what creates excitement in an actor is give me something I can chew on, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, I can go in and play nice, sweet moms till the day, you know.
Right. And when does this air?
It's supposed to be right now, tentatively, pretty locked in, but you know it's never sure in TV. January 31st.
And these are Fridays, right?
Friday.
It's a Friday.
Fridays,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So please support me in this.
They have a
guys.
big following. A lot of people love this show.
They have a huge
It's
following. Yeah.
Wow. Very, very cool. I also want to find out about your spiritual side.
That's right.
This is very
Conscious
interesting to me.
Creation, a talk radio show that you have.
Yes, I have two. I have two on every week and 3 books out about it. I do private sessions across the world every day. I did one from Tokyo and one from Australia today over the phone. And basically, it's about the fact that we were given free will and nobody can think our thoughts or hold our perspectives or take our actions for us. Therefore, we are the God of who we are. and we have to take responsibility for directing our own energy. And it's so empowering. I have people that have cured themselves of AIDS,
Wow.
high blood pressure, cholesterol, certainly tripled their money, their financial life, created relationships where they've never, ever had a relationship before in their life. And
how do people
it's
tune in, or
just-
how do they find you? What are the two?
My website is IamDeeWallace.com.
Okay.
And both my radio shows are listed on. They're free call-in shows. You can call in about absolutely any question that you want to ask. Like a lot of us know we want to make more money, right? We want
Sure.
to create more money in our lives. We just don't have a frickin' clue why it's not happening, right? And when I say spiritual, I've been dubbed the irreverent healer because we have a lot of fun. We swear a little. I think healing yourself should be real. And I think it's been in this namby-pamby place for way too long.
Can you
you
give
know.
us an idea, like somebody who says, I'm broke, I want to make some more money. Give us an idea of what you might tell them. I mean, is this like the
Well,
law of attraction, kind of?
Well, but it's way beyond that.
Explain that, because I'm really...
Actually, let me say something really quick before Dee. So I was listening to your show, and I was listening to some of the things that you were saying. And one thing that I really loved was how assertive you were when you talked. And when you would say something, you would always use, and I noticed this, I know. So when you say, I know that my heart is open, I know I'm able to receive, I know, not I think. But there was a quote, and actually, and I wrote this down because I really liked what you said in your show, and this is what Dee said. And then we can kind of go into what you just said. But Dee, you quoted, I know that my heart is open because I direct it and choose it to be. Mm-hmm. I move out of all old rules and regulations. They do not apply to my life anymore. And I move out into creation with an open heart, joy, love, and fun because I know that's what creates.
Right on, brother.
I love that.
Right on, brother.
I was listening to that, and
Yeah.
that actually really rang true. And I'm like, it was really, it was inspiring, amazing, and to be able to, so that, and I guess from that you can kind of.
Well, you have to understand that anything that follows your statement of I am is a clear direction to your energy, whether you're conscious of it or not. So if you get up in the morning and you go, oh my God, I'm so tired, it is literally a direction to your energy to create more tired for you.
Absolutely.
Now, isn't that law of attraction? I'm learning here.
Well, there's been a lot of misrepresentation
All right.
in the law of attraction. And a lot of the law of attraction says, okay, if I just say what I want, then I'm going to get it.
Okay.
And that's kind of bullshit.
Yeah.
You know, if you say it and you're vibrationally and heart-wise in harmony with it,
Feeling it.
then you'll create it.
Okay.
Most of us are going, gosh, I want more money. I'd love more money. Please, universe, give me more money because I don't frickin' have any money now. And I'm really pissed off that I don't have it. And I'm scared to death I'm not going to pay my rent, and I don't have well, that's obviously not in harmony with, could you give me more money, please?
Right.
Right.
And that brings me to the second quick point, that most of us are still genetically reaching to, looking to, talking to something out there instead of knowing that we're the creators of it. So, for some people, organized religion works because they can bring themselves in harmony with it and work in partnership with it.
Right.
For most people, organized religion says, okay, you're not responsible, give it over to somebody else. You don't even have to be responsible for your own forgiveness. You can come in and say 3 Hail Marys and we'll forgive you.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
And from the point of view of my healing work and everything that comes through my channel, that's a huge disservice to a lot of people. God helps him who helps himself.
Right.
So the more you bring yourself into being happy, having fun, clearly knowing that you're the power that was given the free will to create your own life, then those are all the vibrational places that help you create exactly what you want.
I have a question. With people who are sick, you mentioned AIDS. How does that happen that somebody would get better with AIDS?
Well, I actually asked him that, and he said, Dee, first of all, you taught me to accept myself, which means I let go of all judgment of me. You taught me to love myself, open my heart, and love myself before I love anybody else. To be fun, have fun, and be happy in my life. When you do those things, your body responds.
Sure.
Every cell in your body responds to being happy. But most of us are waiting for life to give us a reason to be happy.
So you just have to find it within yourself to be happy.
You have to find everything within yourself.
What are some exercises
let
exercises that people can do maybe every day? They wake up first thing in the morning. What are some simple things that people can do just to start to kind of find that?
That's a great question, and it's an easy answer. The first thing you can do is before you ever get out of bed, direct your day, which means you're directing you. So I'm choosing in this day to love myself. I'm committed to that. Every thought I think, everything I speak, every action I take, I want that to support me loving myself, knowing how magnificent I am, knowing how special I am in this world. And I'm asking all energy to come in and partner with me in this. Whether you call it God, Atman, Buddha, the angels,
Sure.
the Force. Well, I'm serious.
Right.
That's exactly what Star Wars was talking about in the Force.
Yes.
Was all energy. That's what God is God is all energy and all possibility. But it cannot and will not intercede for you without your clear direction of it.
Right.
Now, have you always been spiritually? I mean, the mindset that you're in now. Have you always been in this mindset? Do you think, and has that brought to you maybe your career as far, you working so long and being prosperous and happy with everything you've been able to do?
Well, I haven't always been. First of all, I went through hell for 20 years.
Yeah.
And actually, that's how this work really started, was when my beloved Christopher Stone died when I was doing The Frighteners, and I dropped to my knees and I said, I don't want to be this way anymore. I want a way we can heal ourselves. Those were the key words.
Sure.
And within seconds, I became clairaudient and got the first message.
What do you mean clairaudient?
Clairaudient means you hear what I call the voice, the guidance.
Okay.
Right? Which is open to anybody. But again, ask and you receive.
Clairvoyant is clairvoyant. I'm confusing those.
Well, clairvoyant is being able to read into the future.
Okay.
But if you start with the premise that you learned in 5th grade, which everything is energy.
Right.
Everything. And energy has to be directed. If you want ice out of water, you got to put it in a tray and put it in the freezer. Right? Life is very much the same way. If you want energy to go a particular way, then you need to direct it and tell it where you want that energy to go. Right?
So let me ask you, somebody who's sick, who's got cancer or something like that, that can actually, you can undo that without chemotherapy?
Many people, there's miracles all over the internet about people that have cured themselves.
Now, my mom beat breast cancer twice. And one thing I was talking to her, I mean, she went through the chemo, she went through the treatment, but she always had a positive attitude, even through everything. And even when she was sick and even when she was ill, she still had a positive attitude and always smiled and took every day, every breath of life as a gift, that she was able to spend one more day with her family. And she just felt like that, kind of that inner healing of knowing that she was going to beat this.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But if she had called into my show, my first question to her would be, why'd you have to get it twice?
Yeah.
Why'd you have to create that again? And my belief is that, and knowing, is that everything starts in your energy first. If everything's energy, it's got to have an energetic base.
Sure.
If you don't clear up and clean up your energy, your fears, your false beliefs, for example, organized religion, again, teaches many of us that the more we struggle and the more we give ourselves up, the better people we are. That has a big basis in disease. Mm-hmm. So if I'm a really, really, really good, humble person for God, then I can suffer with a disease in my life. I can suffer with an abusing husband and stay with him. That's part of my lot in life, right, is to suffer and give myself up, which I say bullshit too.
Yeah.
It's just, my God is a God that says, I want to give you the desires of your heart, but you have to frickin' figure out what those are.
Right.
And it doesn't matter how sick somebody is, right? It doesn't matter how, I mean, stage 4 cancer, stage 1, it doesn't matter. That the way
Look,
they measure
the rule
it,
that supersedes everything is as you believe,
right?
It's delivered unto you. Not how I believe, not what I think.
No, I'm talking about the medical community. You know, when they say,
Well,
you got 2 weeks to live, they
well,
measure things in a different way.
Absolutely. So then are you going to make them your God, or are you going to be your own God?
Right.
They told me, every specialist that I saw told me I would never have a child.
Really?
I said, well, God and I have a different plan. You know, it took me 6 years, but she just starred in a movie with me, so,
Yeah.
you know?
Let me ask you this. Of the people who you've dealt with who've been really sick, this is very interesting to me for very specific reasons. How long does it usually take them once they have to feel what you're saying? They can't just use words.
Yeah.
So
words are...
Once they really feel it and you know they're getting it, how long does it take them?
It depends. It depends on their
different.
belief system. It depends on what they've chosen to learn.
Yeah, I got you.
This time around. It depends on a lot of things. But if you're asking me if it's possible in my belief system, absolutely.
Yeah.
It is.
What did your doctor say when you got pregnant?
How'd you do that?
Did you have to go step by step with them?
Well, you know, how I did it was I worked with an amazing acupuncturist. He's here in Santa Monica, called Daoxing Ni. He shrunk the tumor. I had a fibroid tumor, which all of these specialists never found, by the way.
Yeah.
Right? I had to do a movie in Australia to go to a specialist there that finally did the test. After 6 years of tests, he finally did the test that could have been done the first test, that was the most non-invasive, right?
Of course.
And he read the x-ray correctly.
Wow.
You know, so it's but then I was ready. And I just always knew. I never doubted, you see. I never doubted. And that, I think, is the biggest challenge for everybody, is you're your highest answer. And if you can keep yourself in your own knowing, you can create just about anything.
What is your life's mission?
To teach people to love themselves. Because I know that's the basis of everything. Mm-hmm. If you truly can fall in love with yourself, you create money, you create relationships that are worthy of you, you create health.
What do you mean by that?
Create success.
Exactly. Fall in love with yourself. Just appreciate yourself and see yourself as a good person.
Well, everybody think of the person you love most in your life. For me, it would be my daughter. So everybody got somebody.
Right.
Yes.
You know, so drop into your heart and open your heart and feel how much you love that person.
Right.
Uh-huh. And do you love yourself like that? Most people would say no.
Never thought of it that way.
Yeah.
Actually, that's why I.
Do you
it's fascinating.
wake up every morning and go, I get to honor me today?
No, I haven't
I
done
get
that.
to love me today. I am so worthy of my respect for myself. I'm going to make all the decisions that support my love and my magnificence. See, we don't do that.
You're right. I mean, I agree with that because I think we have a hard time focusing on the moment. I think we spend too much time spending in the past.
But you feel it. You feel it when you say it. I'm sorry.
Well, sure.
No.
It's not just saying that, because a lot of people. I'm sorry.
No.
A lot of people get out of bed and they.
Saying it is, those are called empty affirmations. And I'm going to say these words because some healer told me I'd get everything I want if I do. Doesn't work that way.
Right.
It really.
How do you feel it though? If you really truly don't really get it, but you know
Well,
the words.
okay. Take the person that you love. Everybody, close your eyes. Close your eyes because it's easier to do it with your eyes closed.
Okay.
And see the person in front of you. Just envision them in front of you and open your heart and send them all the love that you feel for them. And just really, really, really move into that experience. And just love on them. And now see yourself walk into that picture and put your arm around that person and send you love. You're a part of that love that you're experiencing, sending love to.
Mm-hmm.
Did you get it?
Yeah, I've never thought of it that way. That's honestly
why they pay me the big bucks. But quite frankly, I think that's why I've had the career that I've had as an actress, because I ooze love.
Your eyes smile when you smile.
Yeah.
I've always noticed that too.
I love loving.
Yeah, that's very cool.
But I never knew how to love me until I became a healer and really saw the importance. We're just never taught to love ourselves. You know, I mean, we're taught to give ourselves away.
Right.
Well, I want that toy, Mommy. Yeah, but Johnny wants it. Give it to Johnny. Well, I want to play in the sandbox. Well, Lucy wants to play in the sandbox. You have to get out and let Lucy play.
That's all
Give
about.
yourself up. Give yourself up. Give yourself up. You know, what are the neighbors going to think? Don't follow what you know. My mother used to say, I'd be sitting out talking to my boyfriend. She'd say, get in here, Deanna. I go, Mom, we're not doing anything. She said, I don't care. What are the neighbors going to think? I don't care if you're really doing anything. What are they going to think, right? Like...
No, I think, and I agree, and I think what you're doing is absolutely amazing. I think energy does speak. I think people are able to recognize, and people that have good energy are able to be in tune with other people with good energy. I remember I was out and about, and this gentleman came up to me, and he just said, "I don't know who you are, but I just know you're a good person," and that's all he said, and then he walked away.
He didn't want money.
No, nothing. So
I had a guy do that to me in North Hollywood too, and then he
that's
wanted money
all he said
right away.
And it made me think about it made me stop immediately and think, that's interesting.
Okay, so I want to address what you just said, because I bet you have the perspective of the world. If you really think about your perspective of the world, is it a world that's friendly or is it a world that's hostile?
Hostile.
Okay. See, Einstein said that's really the only decision any of us have to make. Is the world friendly? Which means, do you see it friendly or do you see it hostile? The way you see yourself in the world is exactly how you will create it. It really is the matrix, guys.
Wow.
So
It's
if
the
I
matrix.
do feel that way, I need to
Change
do
it.
a shift.
You bet. And the only place you shift is within yourself.
I know we're
Why don't you
running
tell me
short
that?
on time. What's
We are.
Ready?
I
know.
want to ask you something.
No, well-
whatever you want to talk about.
Well, I
have
was going to
about
say,
a
what's
minute.
next? What's
Yes.
next for you? Because I know you're doing Grimm now, or I guess this was,
Yeah.
or that was the last thing you did was Grimm.
Well, yeah.
She wants
So
to go
th-
back.
they
We
need to
want
get
her
you-
back.
We're hearing that
Yes.
we might go back for another one anyway.
Well, they better have you back.
Yes.
Yeah. Right now,
You're
I
freaking
have
Dee Wallace.
a huge healing tour that I'm doing in May. Actually, I wrote a short over 15 years ago when I was still with Chris, and I think I'm going to direct it this year. And it combines the healing work with a lot of drama statement that I want to make. So I think I might do that. And I want to help my daughter. Gabrielle has written what I think is an amazing treatment, and I want to help her develop it and get it funded because I think it's really good, and she'd be freaking awesome in it.
Yeah.
So, I want to do it all. I want to do everything. I just want to do everything.
It sounds like you have. I mean, you're on your way to do. Yeah.
So you do one-on-one, and you do groups, and you do over the phone.
Yep.
Wow.
I do it all in
You
the
do it
radio
all.
shows
Yes.
and
When you're acting
and the
and-
acting, and I do everything I love to do, and I absolutely love myself enough to insist that I keep it all balanced.
Yeah.
Dee Wallace, thank you so much for
Man, such a treat.
It's so
I have
much
been
fun,
waiting
guys.
and wanting this for so long.
They're all so cute.
You are,
guys.
and you are also welcome to come back anytime.
Okay.
Anytime. Doors are open for you.
We
Thank
love you.
you.
Thank
Yes, we
you.
do.
Thank you.
Thank you.